Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. And guess what? It's time for our monthly modality message, where we give you a reading that is good for the entire astrological season of Cancer.
Happy birthday, Cancer.
Happy birthday to all our Cancer friends and subscribers out there.
Hooray.
We appreciate you, and we hope you have a stellar birthday month.
Now, the reading is for every sign of the Zodiac, but as they are ordered through their modality association. And so that's not exactly the same as the elementals. So we're going to get into that as we describe each modality and which signs are in which modality.
All right. So let's start with the first one is always the Cardinal signs. Woohoo! Because they are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Why don't you shuffle, Mr. O? I'll talk about the good qualities of the Cardinal signs.
I'll catch up later.
So, the positives for us Cardinal signs are, we are the initiators. We like to get things started. We're active, we're quick, we have drive, we're ambitious, we have vim, we have vigor. We are no slackers. Enthusiastic, a zest for life, clever, and most importantly, we want to win.
However, I am here, and so Banshee should say, tell us about the bottom look, Oberon.
Tell us about the dark side, Mr. O.
Why, gladly.
Oh.
Okay, the negatives of the cardinal signs are, in fact, that they can be too domineering, self-centered, and forgetting about others as they focus on their own stuff. And they often don't finish what they start.
Guilty.
It almost seems like who would want to bother to be their friend?
Wow.
I love you, Banshee. I accept you for what you are.
We'll talk when it comes to those pesky fixed signs, Mr. O.
Enough of that.
All right, Cardinals, let's see what we have for you. Enough joking around. Oh, let me move this over.
All right.
Pick it up. There you go.
Here I go.
All right, well, the first one is the primary focus for the cardinal sign modality in the month ahead. Wow, and it's one of the cardinal signs. It's the Capricorn card. It's the Devil upright. Okay, so basically the primary focus is indulging. I can't help but say that. I really pick up energy in the spring and the summer and the fall. Those three areas are my wheelhouse. But I have to say, this is a time for party and indulging, living a little. Maybe that's your primary focus. But if not that, there could be something a little bit more serious here for some of us. And that could be, what are the things that are holding you back? What are the things that are keeping you down? Are they bad habits? Are they obsessions, addictions, etc.? It's great to have fun and it's great to cut loose once in a while, but you cardinal signs, we have to keep it together.
Well, oftentimes, the devil talks about how we are in a relationship, good or bad, with our own darker ideas, darker self.
Our shadow.
Our shadow self. We sort of find ways to blame something else for our own inhibitions or our reactions to things that could be, overly provocative. So this is saying perhaps this is the time for you this month ahead to focus on some of that.
Well, and the role your interactions with others can play in the month ahead. This may play into that. It's the Princess of Cups, which is the page, I believe, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the Princess of Cups is saying, is saying that maybe you are getting a little bit carried away. You know, it's possible here that your interactions with others may be a little bit testy. You might be a little bit disappointed in your friends or family or coworkers or something. And maybe that's leading to some of this stress that's making you maybe overdo it a bit, or looking for some, you know, some outlets for, you know, for you at this time.
Well, when the Page of Cups is reversed, it feels like you're sort of in a cosmic doldrums of some sort. You're not quite able to connect emotionally or otherwise with people, and or you may just be having a little bit more of a depressive view. And pages often signify the way that we're trying to move ahead or project our energy. So for the idea of our interactions with others, it may be saying that you're sort of pushing people away, or you could be, or you're not your normal charming self and inviting people towards you.
But why? You know, I think too, sometimes this card is about having an overactive imagination. Are you taking something too personally? Are you taking something the wrong way? We have to remember that I think most of this Cancer season, Mercury is going to be going retrograde very soon. So, you know, you got to be careful that you are reading the room right and not letting your emotions wander and get the better of you.
Sounds like good advice. Card 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
The opportunities or challenges that cardinals will face in this month ahead, and how best they may achieve or tackle them.
It's the Tower reversed.
Ugh. And I want you to overlap that a little bit on the corner of the previous one. Or yeah, you could do that.
I can do that. Well, that might give us enough. We'll see. I see those.
Well, then that one will have to overlap.
Yeah.
But
fine.
proceed.
Well, wow. It's definitely a challenge you're facing. And I think here, you know, that I don't know if it's this situation that is creating a crisis for you, or it's something else. Perhaps some crisis comes up and you are responding to it in a rather unhealthy way, being disappointed with others, taking it out on others perhaps, letting your imagination get the better of you. You're wondering who to trust, if you can trust anyone. The devil, meaning that, you know, you just want to drown your sorrows or overindulge in things to take your mind away from this. However, if you do that, the challenge is not being met. You need to learn the lessons from this crisis in order to move on.
Well, that's what I wanted to say too, that clearly your biggest challenge obstacle-wise is the fact that you have not been learning, you know, these lessons, and things have fallen apart. And this is a chance for you in this month ahead to revert that from that again, you know, perhaps find ways to resist what's going on indicated by the other cards, especially the first card. I think the first card is perhaps almost most concerning so far.
Well, the Tower is pretty concerning too, I have to say.
True, until then, yeah, and then the Tower. So cardinal signs, whatever you thought you were working on, it's mostly important that you just, you know, understand what really happened, I think.
All right, and so finally, how can the cardinal signs use their modality superpower to best advantages? All those positives of yours. Let's see. Oh, I like it. So, it's the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is upright. And I get it in there. That's pretty good. Okay. The Two of Pentacles upright in this position. Well, you know, use your drive, your motivation, your ambition in order to find and restore balance in your life. Balance and harmony, you know, make sure that, you know, your work-life balance isn't getting the better of you here. You know, make sure you're not overcommitting yourself, overdoing anything that's causing this imbalance. You definitely have a way to fix it, because if you are motivated enough to do it, cardinal signs, you know you can do it.
Right. The cardinal signs really stand out for having clear discipline of will in a way that the other signs may have willful intent and actions, but the Cardinals really have a more balanced way normally of approaching it, a more direct way of doing that. And so this is saying that's really you guys' main strength, is to be focused in that manner and look at the way you can bring stability to what looks like a little bit of an upheaval kind of period that you're going to go through. And it is Cancer, so once again, you know, that's the month where emotional kind of situations may play out larger for all signs. And also, Mercury is retrograde for a lot of this period too.
It's kind of ironic to me seeing this, because when I was had to retire from my job, given the option. And when that happened, I received the Tower card, and it was mostly upright for me, though, which is interesting, and this is reversed. But I'm bringing this up because that was also during Cancer season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So something may happen, whether it's in your business world or in some other area, cardinal signs, that could cause a major disruption here. But you need to turn that Tower around and restore your balance.
All right.
Good luck with that. All right. I don't think we needed to recap that at all.
I think that was pretty clear.
And so I will shuffle, Mr. O, while you talk about all those glorious things about the fixed signs.
I will be so happy to. Well, of course, who are you? So fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. And Aquarius. And they have a number of positives. They are known for their steadiness and their stable, determined, resolute, self-reliant, forging ahead attitudes about life. They calmly work on objectives. They remember those who've helped them. Their persistence, or have persistence, they have concentration. They're powerful, yet purposeful, and pretty much no wasted motions.
Well, that's all fine and good, but they do have a dark side. And that dark side seems small, but that doesn't mean it's not significant. They're stubborn. They're my way or the highway with their thinking. They have a tendency to get stuck in their ways, and you know what? They believe they're always right.
We are?
No, you're not. All right, we love teasing each other, so we apologize to the rest of you. All right.
It's almost as if we were fire and water.
You think? All right.
Alrighty, so back to our questions then. For the fixed signs, what will be their primary focus for this season?
Well, lucky you. You have the lovers. The lovers.
Awesome.
Right there. Maybe that'll give it enough room. The lovers is here. That is awesome. I think here your primary focus, fixed signs, is to do what's right. Do what's right for you and those you love. Weigh your decisions carefully and your choices in the month ahead. There may be some things coming up, whether it has to do with a relationship you're in, or whether it has to do with something else in your life that's really important, that is challenging you to stand by your principles and your values here and make the right, proper decision.
Well, this is the Cancer season, which is ruled by a lot of the influences of that, that are emotional based or kind of ordered. And of course, the fixed signs themselves, from emotional and other points of being, can be very loyal, can be very centric to people they know, their relationships. So I'm looking at the lovers and I'm thinking this is a time for the fixed signs to think about what it is that they find is a constant in their life, that choice that they made that's important. Maybe this is informing other important choices coming up, but it's also, I think, really a time of looking into that whole emotional foundation of yourself and how it informs your life moving ahead always.
All right. Card 2 is the role your interactions with others will play in this Cancer season. Oh, it's the Nine of Cups reversed, which is really interesting. So I think here that others may interfere with your ability to manifest what you desire. So you have choices to make. I think here, are you going to allow other people to interfere with your progress or stop you or block you in some way? I think with the Nine of Cups here, it's saying that also that maybe you may have intentions towards someone who has different ideas from what you had hoped.
Well, it's kind of interesting because now I kind of feel how these cards can relate to each other or have some sort of sense of agreement between them. I feel like your role with others is in fact about realizing where you need to focus against, what works against your own ambitions or manifestations. And so maybe that's what the Lovers represents too, is that this is a time to look at who's got your back, who loves you, baby, in a way too, and realizing that
I like that
you can have a lot of varying kinds of emotional interactions with people, but some people may not ultimately have your best interest at heart. And it doesn't mean that they have bad out for you, but they may not just be as responsive to you as you may have thought.
Okay. Well, the opportunities or challenges you may face in the month ahead and how best you can achieve or tackle them. And remember, this is good for the entire Cancer season. It's the Ace of Cups reversed. Wow, there's a lot of emotion here all the way around. You've got Cups and you've got the Lovers. So let's think about this now. I think the challenge clearly is in what to do about a situation, an emotional situation that has not come to fruition for you. You've got this card of a lack of an ability to manifest something you want due to the involvement or lack of involvement of other people. And then you have here the beginning of something that is not bearing, is not making you happy. So I think here, that's the challenge, is how do you turn this around, or do you just walk away from an unhappy situation?
Well, the whole thing smacks of a Mercury retrograde situation within the Cancer season for fixed signs who need some sense of stability and or loyalty in their lives. And maybe this whole thing is about a specific kind of relationship you have with somebody, more likely, but maybe with yourself, but somebody where the choices just feel like they've taken you away from what your heart really wants to do. And so now comes the time where you realize how that's going to be, and as a challenge, will you be able to do this? Will you be able to wait for, maybe this is talking about patience too, is that the challenge could be about patience for the emotional pull to reflect in a better way.
I like this, and I also want to do another admonition here, though, is, the challenge here, too, is not allowing your heart to get closed off because of what's happened here. The challenge is, don't let this close you off from interacting with others or moving on, or even trying to resolve this situation if that is where your heart is leading you. But the bottom line is, keep open-hearted. Don't allow setbacks to close you off from connection with others.
So finally, card 4, how can you use your modality superpowers to their best advantage?
Well,
Well,
It's the Princess of Swords reversed.
so that's the page.
Yes.
But it's reversed.
But it is reversed. And so when I think about your superpowers here, you have to remain stable, and also you have to maintain stability in the way that you communicate with others this month during this Cancer season. You have to calmly keep at it, keep trying to achieve what you had desired, but and be persistent. Be persistent. However, know when to let go as well. You don't want to be somebody who is considered, like, for example, a stalker, or somebody who just won't take no for an answer. So know when it's time to let it go, and be mindful about your words and your actions with others during this retrograde.
Thank you for mentioning, because during this retrograde, there's a danger Will Robinson moment, and it's that page or Princess of Swords reversed. That could be somebody who is misunderstanding something and is possibly being tacky, undiplomatic, or on purpose or otherwise spreading a rumor or bad information, and not acting diplomatically enough, gracefully enough to realize that there's probably a better way to resolve the situation. Or this is a warning saying, watch for that tendency to happen, because this Mercury retrograde could be doing it to you, it could be doing it to other people that are within this situation.
Wow, it's a very interesting reading, and I have to say, just be careful, Scorpios. I think you're...
Fixed signs.
Oh, I'm sorry, fixed?
Why did you isolate me? I know, I'm the troublemaker in that group, right? I'm really the troublemaker in the fixed
I'm
signs.
sorry. Whoops, I just sort of lost myself there. I don't know why. But no, seriously, I think here, this is going to be a little bit of a challenging month for you. You got a lot of disappointment, and I think it probably likely has something to do with affairs of the heart, right?
Yeah, it really seems pretty clear. This is some sort of strong relationship. I wonder if this could be pertaining more to people who either it's a new relationship, so things are still looking for the boundaries, or if it's a relationship that moved into another level where that boundary thing is once again flexible. Because it seems like some things are sort of like, if you were more established, you might have realized this or had a better sense of how to balance each other. I don't know, just me.
Well, good luck to you, fixed
Good luck,
signs.
fixed signs.
Hang in there. Remain steadfast.
All right.
All right.
And so finally we're on our final modality, and that is the mutables.
The mutables, and I will expound on their wonderful qualities. They are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarians, and Pisces. The positives are they know how to go with the flow. Such a great thing. They're adaptable, they're flexible, they're versatile, they're highly resourceful. They can change when necessary, and they find it quite easy to do so. They can assume various personas, like a chameleon. They are well liked by others. They enjoy learning, playing fair, diplomacy. They're sympathetic, sharp, can see below the surface, and they're selfless and quick to have others. You would think people like that don't have any negative qualities, right, Mr. O?
However,
There's a couple big ones.
However, they do often try too hard to please everyone. And they can be wishy-washy. They can feel inconsistent or even downright duplicitous. They can stretch themselves to the breaking point. And you know, if they do it to themselves, then they probably more than did it to others. So they need to watch out for that.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. All right. So the primary focus for the mutables are in the month ahead is
Strength reversed.
Oh, well, mutables, maybe it's time to be a little bit different in your approach. Maybe this is a time for you to push the envelope a little bit, to push some buttons, to get a little bit more aggressive in your approach to getting what you desire or want from people this month.
It's almost perfect in a way, because mutables, of course, are the more easygoing signs. And we are, of course, in the Cancer, which is an easygoing sign. And then, of course, there's that retrograde, which sort of says, go against the grain a little bit, maybe. And so maybe this is saying, like, stand up for yourself a little bit, mutables. Realize that, it's only a month, and maybe whatever you're feeling is maybe that pinch of saying, don't be a dish rag this season. Don't let somebody push you
walk all over you.
I'm telling you guys.
You want to stand up for yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Calm down. Calm down.
So,
all right. So the next
part two,
one.
the role that your interactions, you mutables, with others may play in the month ahead.
Well, it's the Queen of Wands upright. Hey.
See?
There you go, schmoozing again. There you go, schmoozing again. I hope it serves you well, but maybe this is to get allies in your cause. I think here, the Queen of Wands is somebody who gets noticed, who stands tall. Okay, I will say this as well. She can be a fierce fighter. She's got a lot of courage. She's got a lot of, what would you say, chutzpah. So I think here that she could, she is saying that your interactions with others should be bold, should be maybe just strong, showing your strength, your inner strength. And that goes for this too. When we say to be tough and stand up for yourself and be a little bit aggressive, but, do that in an appropriate, respectful manner.
Well, mutables, it's really clear to me. Standing up for yourself a little bit will make people see you in a much more positive, attractive light of some sort. They're going to feel this sense of confidence about you that the Queen of Wands normally adds.
Right. I like that, Mr. O. Good observation.
All right. So then the opportunities or challenges you will face in the month ahead, how best you can achieve them.
Oh, well, it's the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is upright. Opportunity. Well, is there an opportunity to reconnect with somebody this month? I mean, I think that's a possibility here. The challenge will be, that you can reconnect with people from your past, and, you'll bring up a lot of things, and things will seem like the good old days, etc. But, you are both different people now, and you have to respect that. And so that's the challenge part, I think, with the Six of Cups in this position. I just kind of feel I had to mention that.
Well, I like that. That's pretty interesting. I think that it could relate to the other cards, too, in a sense that maybe this isn't always a person so much, but maybe as a situation. Maybe you're able to revisit a situation because you were able to finally stand up or speak your truth to that. And maybe this is saying that because you were doing that, you were seen in a different light and better. And now, of course, the challenge is to go forward with what it was you were originally trying to do too, or whatever that reconnection could have been about.
Well, I like this idea too that maybe in standing up for yourself, and being and or your aims and your goals, that there is something from your past, some situation or some knowledge you gained from your past that can assist you in this process, something that will serve you well.
So maybe you reconnecting with a part of yourself that was,
or your experiences.
Or your experiences. Yes, I like that. Very good.
Yeah.
So finally then, how will you use your modality superpower to best advantage?
Okay, well, it is
By
another...
not being this.
It's another queen. It's the Queen of Pentacles.
Is she upright?
She is upright.
Oh, okay.
And she is. Well, for me, there could be a couple of things here. The Queen of Pentacles indicates that you could you could gain, you could win this battle, or you could win this opportunity here. I feel here the Queen kind of reaped some rewards, from doing the right thing. These two queens are playing together really well here. This idea of making people well, actually, I think these three cards in particular, but all of it, it's all leading to putting you in a better place. So it looks like you're able to stand up for yourself, or push something forward, by being a little bit more aggressive, showing your power and showing your authority and your inner strength, and making people respect you for that, and calling up some things from the past to help you do it, and leading you to this happy ending for yourself, where you can now relax a little bit, you can ease off, you can be, more gentle in your approach to people now, because you seem to have gotten what you wanted out of the situation.
Well, the Mutable's superpower of
I guess I should say
nurturing
yes.
and caring about others, is kind of where you're going to lean into, and you'll realize this is able, to work with these very personal situations, or where they may manifest for you personally too. It's about really being able to grow yourself and protect yourself and nurture yourself for where this phase could be leading you to.
Well, the Queen of Pentacles is a very give and take person. So if things come up and people are trying to get you to compromise on something, Mutables, you're all in on that. You go with the flow. So you will be able to work out some arrangements, some agreements, some compromises here, because you're flexible. And adaptable.
Yep.
And this Queen can be all about that, reasonable. But, sometimes, just to be heard, you have to push yourself above the noise. And so if you do that, then the time for negotiation can begin. I like it.
Very much.
So that's what we have for everybody. That is our reading for the Cancer season for all the signs of the zodiac via their modalities.
Right.
And so I want to remind everybody.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Hope you enjoyed it. And first off, I want to wish another happy birthday to the Cancerians out there. Have a happy summer ahead, a happy birthday month, live long and prosper. And I want to remind everybody that we will be back when the sun enters Virgo for another monthly
that'll be Leo. Yes, I know. There should be no other fire sign than Aries, right? We easily skip over the Leo.
No, I have insulted the Leos. Leos, I'm sorry. We will be back, and I don't want to rush summer either. We will be back when the sun enters the sign of Leo. For another monthly modality message.
All right, folks.
Take care, everybody. Have a great season ahead, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.